New Zealand. Um, Selamat Pagi for my Malaysians and Indonesians on the line, and a really warm welcome to New Zealand or Aotearoa. My name is Sarah. I look after Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, and I also have my fabulous colleague Tam. Who has joined us. She looks after the other half of Southeast Asia. So we've got everybody covered here. Tam is going to be sitting in the background on the chat box. So especially when it comes to questions regarding admissions for those countries, she will be able to help you. So I realise your time is precious. So without further ado, we will kick off. And as Tim has already said, we are New Zealand's first university. Our obviously our English name is University of Otago, but our Te Reo Maori name is Otago Whakaihu Waka, which means a place of many firsts. So we just had our fabulous welcome of our international students coming in semester one, first time for them, for a lot of them in New Zealand, and certainly studying here. So it's a very symbolic for a lot of reasons, our Te Reo Maori name. So moving on to Aotearoa or New Zealand. So some of you may be on the call who don't know a huge deal about our country. There will be some who will know lots about our country. So just very quickly, we are a population of 5 million. We have a land mass similar to Japan or the UK, which means we have a lot of space and some great places for our students to explore. We have three official languages. So English, spoken by everybody, Te Reo Māori, which is our Indigenous language, and New Zealand Sign Language. We always rank highly for being safe, not corrupt, gender equal, happy, and in the sustainability index as well. Now, I spend a lot of time in Malaysia and Indonesia, and this is what students think of New Zealand. And while, yes, we have mountains, and yes, we do have more sheep than humans, we also have cities. So be rest assured your students are coming to somewhere where there are things to do. A frequently question I get asked in Indonesia is there's nothing to do in New Zealand. There is plenty to do in New Zealand. It just may look quite different to what your students are used to. So if they're used to hanging out in a shopping mall till 10 o'clock at night, that is not New Zealand. We have our outdoor malls because, we're a cooler climate. We don't need air conditioning, so students could just hang out and do things in different spaces. So starting with New Zealand, first of all, why should a student consider studying here? So New Zealand is the first in employment outcomes amongst the English-speaking countries. We rank fifth globally overall in higher education quality. Now, for a country of 5 million, that is incredibly impressive. All of our New Zealand universities are ranked number one in the world for sustainability stewardship. And we are very much about work-life balance in New Zealand. So strong academics, but also about enjoying your time when you're being there and getting that balance right. So that's a bit about New Zealand. I'm going to now drill down into where we're located in the country. So you can see on the map, if you're not familiar with New Zealand, we are mainly two islands. We do have some smaller ones, but our population is on the two islands. The North Island hosts the largest amount of our population at 4 million, and we are located in the beautiful south with 1 million population. Now, you might ask, well, that seems a bit of a weird balance. It's because we have a large strip of mountains that go down the west coast of the South Island. So our population is on the east coast predominantly and also in the Queenstown area. So coming in from Asia, there's a whole host of different options to get you into Australia. Singapore has direct flights. Kuala Lumpur has direct flights. I know Vietjet's starting direct flights from Vietnam. Thailand has direct flights. So we're not as far away as people think. And a lot of our Asian students will also hub via Australia into our main ports. So this is what our beautiful little city of Dunedin or Otapoti, Dunedin in Te Reo Māori. It is very much what we class as a 15, 20-minute city. So on the right-hand side of your screen will be our CBD and university campus area, and it's about a 15-minute drive to our beach. We have got beach and harbour here. So if you've got students who enjoy a small, compact city, very easily walkable, and getting into the outdoors, we are ideal. Now, we're the first university in New Zealand. The reason for that, gold was discovered back in the 1800s. That was invested into education, and we remain the education city of the country. And I would even go as far to say Australasia. There is nobody that's got a student vibe like we do in Dunedin. Our population is 130,000, and 20% of those are students. So when semester is in, it's young, it's vibrant, and it is fantastic. We have, we're also tend to be more affordable because we are a student city and we've got that great lifestyle. So I'm just going to quickly go through a snapshot of what we look like. So steepest street in the world, those students only tend to do that if they're having bets. Retail, cafes, fast food outlets for students, anybody who loves a bubble tea, it's still here. But we also have access to the most phenomenal outdoors, nature and wildlife. And we get a lot of students from Asia who are interested in, say, zoology or marine science. We have four distinct seasons, so a lot of you may well be used to promoting the United Kingdom as a study destination. We have similar seasons to Scotland down in the South Island of New Zealand, and some of you may pick up that don't have a Kiwi accent. I'm originally from Scotland. I migrated here 26 years ago. I can rest assure you that we have bluer sky than Europe does. I can say that hand on heart. So we have a spring, our summer, an autumn, and a winter. Now, currently we are in winter. We haven't had any snow this year, and we are considerably warmer than, say, a Canada or middle US or even Midland Europe. And we have had some frosts, but usually melted early morning when the sun comes out. And a lot of students choose us for our phenomenal region that we are in. So Otago has Queenstown, the largest tourism destination in Australasia, where you can get out, do things you haven't done before, get into the outdoors and enjoy that fresh air, and then you can be successful in your studies. So that sets the scene of where our place is in the world. And now why would students consider studying at Otago? So we are ranked in the top 1% of higher institutions in the world. We are number one in New Zealand for education performance, and this has been consistent for nearly the last 8 out of 10 years. But most importantly, we're also number one in New Zealand for international student experience. So again, it's being part of that student city and support network around you that allows this fantastic culture to be formed here. So we're just back into the top 200 this year in QS, which we're very, very happy to be. And as I said, the Prime Minister's Supreme Award for Teaching, we have now won that 8 out of 12 years, plus per 5-star plus. So from a student experience perspective, your students can't go wrong. So as well as being 197, we have a large number of subject rankings within the top 200 across our academic divisions. So you can see the depth of teaching that occurs here. And some of the things you might not know, we are the only New Zealand university to offer dentistry and surveying. We are one of two medical schools. 86% of our students are away from home. So this is where we class ourselves as being the student city of Australasia. We have students join us from Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch, Sydney, Melbourne, and around the world to come and study here. We have over 195 undergrad and postgrad subjects with over 5,000 academic and professional staff. And being a student city, it is pretty much run by students. We have 150 student-led clubs and societies with a huge alumni all over. So this gives you an idea of our international cohort. Currently, we have 2,512 international students on campus and rising each day with the start of our new semester. And that's out of a population of about 18,000 in Dunedin. We have quite an unusual student mix. Our largest nationality is the States, followed by China, India, Malaysia, Canada, Kuwait, Indo, United Kingdom, Japan, and Vietnam. And it goes across 90 countries. So it's very diverse with no real one nationality dominating. So it's a great mix and a great way that your students can have that global experience while studying in New Zealand. And this will give you a bit of an indication of where our students come from. But it's not just about the global side of our students, it's also our academic staff. So while we have students from over 90 countries, we also have 70% of our academic staff were born overseas or hold their highest qualification outside of New Zealand. What does that mean for your students? They are truly getting a global perspective while they study in New Zealand. We are a small country, we export, we are very connected, and that's part of what makes the magic happen down in this part of the world. Probably one of the things we get commented the most about our students and what they love is just how stunning the campus is. We are very walkable. So, campus residential colleges and university flats are all within a 0 to 15, 20-minute walk from campus. Now, I know a lot of your students may not be used to walking because it's too hot and humid from where you're from. That changes when they get here because we are much cooler. You do not sweat when you walk outside, and they really enjoy walking between classes and their accommodation. So, onto your study options, we have four key academic divisions as well as our own pathway and English language centre. Bachelor degrees in New Zealand tend to be 3 years in duration. And we do have the option of combined degrees as well. If students want to do a combined degree of arts and commerce, that can be completed in 4 years, arts and science and commerce and science. Degree structures are very flexible. They will tend to have one major. Students can major minor, they can double major. There's a whole host of varieties that they can do. So students can really follow their passion as it explores over the 3 years that they're here. We also have approximately, whoops, sorry, about 1,800 postgraduate students on campus, everything from master's coursework, research, as well as PhD. So, looking into the divisions now, looking at health sciences, as I said, we are one of two medical schools in the country. Waikato will be getting a medical school in the future that will be for postgraduate, but that's still 3 to 4 years away. And we are the only dental school in the country. So very, very strong in health sciences. Our health sciences rank 117 in the world, and students can explore a huge range of opportunities there. So it's made of 5 schools. We have biomed, dent, medicine, pharmacy, and physiotherapy. The key thing to note today, and I'm not going to go into this into huge depth because we could be here for an hour talking about health sciences, is that we do not have direct entry into our medical programs, all or our dental or any of the professional programs. This is where students would do a health sciences first year. If you have a specific interest in the professional programs, we can share information on that later. But because that's a whole subject in itself, but it's just to let you know in New Zealand, either Auckland or us, no direct entry into medical school. This makes it incredibly equitable. Students come in and basic university entrance, they compete within first year to get into the spaces allocated. So this is the huge range of majors that we have under health sciences. And this are the pathways. So as I said, health science first year, competitive entry into the 5 professional programs. We also have Bachelor of Oral Health and Dental Tech. You can do direct entry from these programs from high school, or you can come in through the health sciences first year pathway. We also have pharmaceutical, biomed, health sciences, and any of the Bachelor of Science majors there within a health related major. So, health science first year is really that year of exploration. It gives your strengths, your weaknesses, and what areas you would like to explore. Many students haven't had the opportunity to look at genetics or pharmacology and toxicology at high school. So, this is that health science first year. Where you get that very broad base of health sciences subjects. We are New Zealand's most science intensive universities. And again, you can see some of our majors here. So, massive range. Studying a Bachelor of Science is a 3-year duration program. We have two intakes. We have February and July. And I should have mentioned Health Sci first year only has a February intake, but our Biomedical Sciences does have a Feb and July. Um, Again, it's the flexibility of a science degree, and that's what our students love. We also have a 4-year program Bachelor of Surveying, and we have just brought out a Bachelor of Engineering in Software Engineering, and that's going to be a 4-year professional program. With our masters, we do have a range of study options available on the applied science. So that's 12 to 18 months, and you can see the majors that are there. I would just like to call out bioengineering on this one because it's under a science, but it actually sits within health sciences because that's more sort of biomed tech and health tech. So that's something there. But we've got a new program, Sustainable Energy. New Zealand is very strong on renewables, and this has been a great addition to the fold. We also have 2-year MScs. Again, huge range of options with those subjects under science. What you'll find is that is 1-year coursework papers. So in New Zealand, we call courses or units or modules, which you may be more familiar with, as papers. And then second year, that would be full year thesis. Majority of an MSc, the student will be required to find supervision first of all. Then going into our humanities, again, another huge range of majors to choose from, everything from law through to music and performing arts, psychology, social work. Our Bachelor of Arts, again, very flexible degree structure, 3 years in duration, February and July starts. We do have our Bachelor of Teaching. That is a February only start. So again, professional program leading to teaching in New Zealand. And our Bachelor of Laws, which is a 4-year start. Masters are also available there. We have our Masters of Arts coursework, and this is paper only, or you can do coursework and dissertation, again, 12 to 18 months in duration. We have a 1-year Master of Teaching and Learning, which again can lead to registration within New Zealand, and you can come from any background for that. And we also have a Master of Social and Community Work, 12 to 18 months in duration. Okay, on to business, our last academic division. So our business school is EQUIS and AACSB rated, and we were one of the first to be fair trade, and we are part of the World Leisure Organization. So again, it is all about the research and teaching excellence, small class sizes, hands-on learning. So a range of majors available. It's 3 years in duration again, February and July intakes. One of our specializations at Otago is entrepreneurship, and this is a really unique bachelor program where it's very much encouraging students to have the entrepreneurial mindset and solve wicked problems for the future. So again, very flexible degree structure and a great way to make an impact into the world. Then we have our Masters of Business, so 12 to 18 months again in duration. You can see the range of specializations that students can choose from. And we also have a Masters of Sustainable Business as well. So these are, as I say, 12 to 18 months programs. You can either do coursework only, coursework dissertation if you're wanting to maybe pursue further academia, or coursework and project, which the majority of our students, if they're wanting to work post-study, is the option that they would go for. Our Otago MBA is very, very highly regarded. This is more of an executive MBA. So there is a minimum number of years of work that you would have had to do at a certain either professional or managerial level. The great thing with our MBA program is you don't necessarily have to do GMAT or GRE. They will assess you on an interview basis. Within our business school, we have one of the largest academic trading labs in New Zealand with 12 Bloomberg professional terminals. So students get at the hands-on learning at the business stage, a whole range of options for them to connect with industry. This is just some of the highlighted industry connections that we have. A lot of the time we are overlooked for business because students make the assumption that they have to be in the big city to get employment post-study. That is not at all the case. We've just had one of our career fairs here where all the employers fly down onto campus and meet with the students. So you can be rest assured that getting an Otago degree, the industry connections are already there and will set you up for very good employment opportunities after your study. On the talk of global, BCom, BSc, and a Bachelor of Arts, students can also choose the majority of the time to take their degree global and do an exchange semester. We have over 100 institutions all over the world, Asia, Europe, the Americas, and take that degree and take the most of the opportunities. So, I've given you an overview of us academically. Now, what does life look like for a student here? So, in the classroom, lectures like everywhere, large lecture theatres, but it's about the smaller tutorial group size where they get that critical thinking and that opportunity to participate and learn. But it's the hands-on experience that New Zealand excels at. Um, Whether you're doing marine science, we have 8 research vessels. This is some of our renewable energy students out there testing. There's a whole range of opportunities. Anybody who's doing science is going to be in a lab. So this is one of our largest labs, the Mellor labs, very takes our large class sizes with health science, first year, cells, chem, etc. And then as you go through student life, you will get into smaller lab sizes from there, dependent on your specialization. So the application process, being the Southern Hemisphere, it is a semester 1 start is in February, semester 2 is in July. As I already said, the majority of health science will be in semester 1, and SEM 2 will be your Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Commerce. And getting into undergraduate entry requirements. Now, New Zealand has a very equitable university entrance seat. We basically believe that as long as you reach a certain academic level, you're coming into university, that's when you make the magic happen. So for Indonesia, it's SMA GPA 8.5, and we can issue the offer on a temporary certificate. Now, I'm not going to go through the myriad of Malaysian qualifications that you can use to come into university, but be rest assured we accept um, OSMAT, we accept Canadian, we accept ADTP, we accept Malaysian Foundation as long as they're registered on MQR. I know there's a whole host of qualifications in Malaysia. So again, I can talk through those if you reach out through the Yes team. Thailand is M6, Vietnam year 12, GPA 8 out of 10. With Vietnam, it's also possible to join the S2 July intake. Brunei, Laos, Cambodia, and Myanmar, it's either first year university studies or foundation studies certificate. So we do find either students will come directly to us for foundation, which I'll talk to you about in a second, or they may come through, if they hop into Malaysia for a year and then come through. International qualifications, straightforward, IB 24. We do accept predictive grades, GCA levels, top three subjects, which is at least eight, which is three Cs. And as I said, we've got the ATAR 69.6. When it comes to English language, we'll accept IELTS 6.0, no band below 5.5. TOEFL, we also take Duolingo, A-level and IB tests. And with a lot of the countries, we may accept high school A-level, high school English as well. So again, that's something that you can find on our entry requirements. When it comes to postgraduate, most programs will require a GPA of an Otago B. So if we're looking at a GPA scale, that's 3 and above out of 4 or 7 out of 10. Many of our coursework masters may not require a similar background. Research degrees must secure supervision before applying. So that's the key part with research. And when it comes to IELTS, we're looking at 6.5, no band below 6. And again, we accept TOEFL and Duolingo. There are some programs that will require higher IELTS at postgraduate level. They tend to be ones that will be working within our communities. So, for example, social and community work or Master of Teaching and Learning, you'd be looking at IELTS of 7. When it comes for the master's by thesis only, that is a higher academic grade that we'd be looking for. So it'd be a GPA of at least a B plus. So you're looking at 3.25 and above. And anybody who is considering a PhD application, they will need a master's degree or a Bachelor of Honours with a significant research component. So that has to be at least 25% of a full year workload to be considered and a grade equivalent of a B plus again. Whew. So when it comes to retired documentation, I'm doing a lot of talking here. Um, Yes, we'll be able to help you out with all of this, but we do need your academic transcripts, English language test valid within the last 2 years. Documents must have an official English translation and be original. We will need it agent verified. Some programs, now this is for postgrad predominantly, will need CVs. Some may have a personal statement, but that's rare. So basically, for any undergraduate qualification, it is purely done on academic, high school, or foundation results. Some programs will require additional documents, and this tends to be the sort of either teaching or dent or nursing or pharmacy. So there are certain things there. And again, any specifics can be found on our website or we can help through the YES team. The question every student wants to know, what about scholarships? So we have a very generous undergraduate scholarship scheme at Otago. So anybody who is from Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand, India, South Korea, and China are eligible for a 15,000 global scholarship from tuition fees on their year one application. We also have our International Academic Excellence Scholarship. This is value up to $35,000, and these are for our high achieving students. So you're looking sort of the top 1 to 5% of students who fall within that category. And for those students who are lucky enough to get an International Academic Excellence Scholarship, they can hold both of those. So it does give a total value up to $50,000. Now, our Academic Excellence Scholarship, the first year covers their residential college fees. Second and third year is $7,000 towards their tuition fee. So it's an incredibly generous scholarship at 50,000. And it is not that limited in number. So we just had our first, this is the first year that we had this academic scholarship. This is some of our recipients at our initial celebration and scholarship award event with our Vice Chancellor, the Honourable Grant Robertson. He used to be the Deputy Prime Minister of New Zealand under Jacinda Ardern's government. Um, and a huge range of nationalities were lucky enough recipients of that. So it was a great night, and we look forward to doing it again in 2026. So if you have high achieving students, think of the Academic International Excellence Scholarship. Postgraduate scholarships. We have our Vice Chancellor International Postgrad Scholarship at 10,000 towards tuition fees. We have a limited number of Masters Research as well as doctoral scholarships. You may have heard of the New Zealand Government Scholarship Scheme, Manaki. This is when it covers everybody to study at a New Zealand university, including flights and support. Um, Usually it is in January that these applications would open, and at that time you'll be aware of the countries who will be eligible for this and the subject areas that they fall under. So there is a huge range of external scholarships available to study at Otago. So I touched on Manaki, and the eligible countries: Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Nepal, Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. That is for postgrad study only. And the next round will be open on the 1st of February next year. So that will be February for 2027 study. Indonesia, we are LPDP all subjects and targeted entrepreneurship. In Malaysia, we have MARA, JPA, and Petronas students study with us. Thailand, you have OCSC. Vietnam, we've got the NZEA, which is Otago and Education New Zealand, and Project 89. So as you can see, there's lots of options available for good students. If you have students that don't make university entrance or want to finish high school earlier, we have our own foundation or pathway centre that is on campus. So the great thing with this is students are already feeling like they are part of the university and they study alongside New Zealanders. Small class sizes, and we also have an English language centre, and it's located in our business school. So this is a friendly team that would welcome students in through the foundation programme. We have numerous pathways available. Again, year before final year of high school, they can go into foundation studies. If they are in the final year of high school and they've just missed out on university entrance, we also have a diploma programme with our arts, science and commerce degrees, which will lead into year two of undergraduate study. Anybody who just misses out on their English requirements, we have a whole range of options available through our language centre as well. So they can start their journey early at Otago and be part of the university and treated like a university student before they even actually get officially enrolled as a bachelor student. There are pathway scholarships available through our foundation centre as well. Okay, so on to tuition fees. This is ballpark figures. Our international fees are all available on our website now for 2026, so you can look at those. On to accommodation. And this is where I think Otago is incredibly special. We have some great accommodation options for your students, from residential college right through to homestay. And the pride of our place with our undergraduate students is our residential colleges. We have 15 options available, all up 3,980 beds, and that is because of the 86% of our students who are not in Dunedin. So this is your students' home away from home. It's not just a bedroom in a building. There is extra academic support, pastoral care from our wardens on site. A lot of our colleges do have pet dogs. Ace at St. Mark's is my favourite. 3 catered meals a day. And again, they'll give lunch boxes if you don't want to come back if you're on campus. So it's inter-college activities. It's really that home away from home. It's where you make your friends and then you tend to move out in year two. Anybody who's coming in through a twinning program or into postgrad studies, university flats are the option that we can offer. We have 250 houses or flats, all within a 15-minute walk of campus. That is where your students would share with other international students in a house environment, own bedroom, shared kitchen, usually have a little bit of a garden, some of them. And again, great way to meet new friends and get integrated and supported with pastoral care as well. For our homestay students, a lot, for our foundation students and English language, a lot of them choose homestay where they are looked after by a lovely Kiwi family, and it includes 3 meals a day as well. So this is 2025 prices. We haven't been given our 2026 yet, but I'll give you an idea of what you're looking at cost-wise. So New Zealand immigration currently asks to see 20,000 New Zealand dollars. That's a little bit on the low side now. So we would say between 22 and 27 per year, depending on the student, to make sure they're comfortable while they're being here. Now, I've just put together a handy little cost comparison slide of where we sit with other nationalities. So we are definitely more in the affordable area. So they're going to get a great academic experience, but also the cost of living here is, when you total it all up together, can be very good value. New Zealand is changing its part-time working hours up to 25 hours per week come November, and post-study work visa is 3 years. So what does life on campus look like? Well, you can imagine 18,000 students, most of them being under 23, very vibrant. Campus is surrounded by the city centre. So it's a real easy walk into the city. We have 7 libraries around the campus area, so there's always somewhere for your students to study. Very, very popular, great way to get motivated with special lives librarians. But it's the student support and services, and this is why we keep winning awards of best student experience. Because our students are away from home, and we've been doing this for a long time, students have got support through our international student support team, academic support, peer assisted support. It's all at their fingertips. For our postgrad students doing research, we have a dedicated graduate research school as well as higher education development centre. And hopefully, if you're not fast asleep by now, you may have seen on the first slide that we are #1 in the world for work-life balance. And this is why we actively encourage all of our students to get out and do what they enjoy doing around their academic studies. We have a free 3-level fitness facility, again, walking distance on campus, everything from yoga to badminton to social to competitive. Our students get involved. The great thing with being a walkable campus, time is not spent commuting. So they can get involved in a whole host of activities that round out their resume. Because yes, academics very important, but it's everything else that is being part of a student here. So everything from volunteering through to leadership. We have got a fantastic emerging leader program. If you have students who are thinking about continuing and looking for work post study, New Zealand employees love students that have contributed to the community. So this is something, again, we actively encourage students to do. We have a great careers development centre on campus as well to ensure that they get the best opportunities post study. Now, the question we get asked all the time from students, how do I make friends? Being a student city, we've got, as I said, over 150 clubs and societies. This year, I was reliably informed it's 163 across a huge range of areas. So whether it's cultural, performance, academic, you name it, it's there. There's a dedicated building for the students where they can hire rooms. There's music rooms, dance studios, free breakfasts, and $4 lunches during semester time, and saunas, which are very popular with some of our students when it gets a little bit cooler months. a great international student association, but we also have a whole range of cultural clubs available for your students to join. So again, it's that home away from home. We do encourage them to get out and mix with all the different nationalities and New Zealand students, but you know there's a friendly face there as well. So some of the activities on campus, we have the Muslim Students Association as well. And then just touching back on working rights for our students. So currently it's 20 hours per week. That goes up on the 1st of November to 25. With Masters and PhD, there's no restrictions on hours they can work. And as long as you complete a full bachelor degree, you are eligible for up to a 3-year post-study work visa. If you're coming in on a twinning program, it depends on the duration that you're here. So if you're on a 2+2, it would be 2-year work study. If you come in on a 2+1, it would be a 1-year work study. There are many benefits for research students studying in New Zealand. Again, you can bring families with you, and also the opportunity for a 3-year post-study work visa. And last but not least, any students who are curious about Otago, we have a fantastic platform called Unibuddy that students can connect with other students who are currently studying here. They are there just to talk about student life. Sorry, excuse me a second, frog in my throat.
You're right, Sarah. Not to worry.
Yeah, I can take on from here. Hello, everyone. We have lovely Unibuddy student ambassadors. You can ask our student ambassadors about, their experience studying here, as a student, their part-time work, their tips for study, their experience, anything about the student life here at Otago and Dunedin, except the application process. So don't ask them about the application process because we are here to support you with all those kind of questions. Next one, please. We are almost there, people. Next one, please, Sarah. Next slide. When your student receive the offer, we will invite your student to join Going, which is a fantastic platform for the student to get to know each other before they arrive here on the campus. Maybe they have the same questions. Some of them have the answers. They're gonna share with each other. And then they can make friends as well. I give you like a lovely example where I met a student in Chiang Mai in Thailand the other day, and she was like, "Oh my God, I met 2 other students ongoing, one from Bangkok and one from somewhere, and then we met them last week here at Otago, and they was like they know each other forever because they have been connected ongoing, and they share all the tips, they share all the information they know before they come here." Lovely. Next one, please. We have done a series of webinars. And we have the recordings on our website for your reference. So maybe you feel overwhelmed with our presentation today, our slide today, but a lot of those information are available on the previous webinar recordings. We did one for bachelor degrees, we did one for master degrees, and we will have one pathway and foundation webinar coming up. We will have a series of webinars for business programs and also for health program as well. So on the screen, you will see we will have a webinar for a bachelor degree in business, master degree in business, and also an MBA coming up. So stay tuned. Either me or Sarah will, reach out to you to invite you to join. I have already reached out to you to invite the webinar. So feel free to talk to the Yes Education team if you want information about those webinars. Otherwise, they are available on our website. You can easily register. If you can't join the Zoom webinar during the day, at least you will receive the recordings. We also did a series of webinars last year on career and internship. And also we had a talk show where we invited international students to share about their student experience life here at Otago and Dunedin. We encourage you to watch the recordings because you can hear directly from the students, also our alumni, about their life here as a student, their part-time job, how they land a job, etc. So really, really helpful information. I think we come to the last slide. Yeah, obviously, I can. You can always contact Yes team. They have direct contact with us. I have my own chat group with the Yes Vietnam team. I have a line with the Thailand team, and we are more than happy to to answer any question you may have about Otago. Thank you so much for your information. I did not receive any question in the Q&A box so far. I believe that my wonderful colleague Sarah has covered all the information, but the floor is yours now if you want to ask any question.
All right, thank you so much, Tam. I think this is very informative session as well. I've just got a few questions. Just regarding, let's say, for students who actually go to your University of Otago pathway, will they be applying for the New Zealand pathway visa as well?
Intake that they go for. So we have 3 intakes for our pathway program: February, June, and October. February isn't eligible for pathway visa because the break is too long in between foundation then going in, but June is eligible, as is October. February and June are the only intakes where you can go for health sciences.
I see, I see.
Hope I got that right, Tam. Yeah.
Okay, so noted on that. So only for for June and is it June and October that
Yeah,
they only be
yeah,
eligible
yeah.
for the
So June intake will take the students into February. They have normally a 2-week break and then commence class.
Mhm.
October will take them into the July, the
Okay,
winter,
got
July semester to
noted,
start. Yep.
noted, noted, noted. Okay, sure, no problem. And I think for students, I think I also saw that students from Matayam, they can actually apply for direct entry for Matayam students. Thailand Matayam. Ham.
Yes.
Okay, sure. Noted, noted. And I think, is there any more questions, everyone? You please feel free to put in the Q&A box down below. But not to worry. I think we can spare a few more questions. But do not worry, this session is recorded for sure. It will be posted on our Yes Education YouTube, so you are more than welcome to refer to the YouTube video post. Usually, we hopefully can post it within the next few working days.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think that's wrapped.
Well,
I think. Oh wait, hold on. I think I got one more right
oh,
here. What timeline do you recommend for the application and the visa?
okay. So what ideal for February starts is applications are in, I would say, no later than the 1st of November, ideally. The main reason being is December is our holiday period. So this is where the university usually closes down for 2 weeks with stat days, as does Immigration New Zealand. So please, for your students and for you, apply in good time, a lot less stressful for everybody concerned. Immigration New Zealand will be moving to a new platform in August. Um, any advice on how long application processing time takes, that's normally available on the Immigration New Zealand website, so it'll give you a good indication. Certainly this semester they were considerably quicker than they have been in the past, but it really pays that the students have everything ready to go. Last minute is stressful for everybody. If they want to apply for, so accommodation opens on the 1st of August. Um, and if they apply after the 1st of December, then that's where things start to get tricky. And again, stress for everybody involved. So it's always good to apply sooner rather than later. When it comes for the July intake, we'd really like applications to be in by the 30th of April, again, allowing a good buffer time. Um, and also, last minute, our admissions team are always, always busy. We have had a massive increase in applications in the last 2 years. They are busy. They've got a lot to process. So please, apply in good time would be our advice.
That's very well noted on that. Usually, I'll try to advise students to submit hopefully by around late September to early October. I still think that's a good
Correct.
time. Even if, let's say, if you have results that's not ready yet, if you can, please feel free to submit the application because I want the admission team to process the students' documents first. That's
Yeah,
usually
good.
should be the right way to do it. And also
Yeah.
New Zealand also on the visa, they also may take some time as well, from my understanding. And I think it's always good to submit it earlier on because we also need to take note on the New Zealand student visa processing time. Okay, I think we have another question. All right, I think we are definitely clear on that already. So I think we can wrap up the session. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much, Tam, for taking this time to organize and give a presentation, which I think everyone knows more about University of Otago now. That's definitely very, very insightful and very
Okay.
informative. Okay, great.
Thank you
Thanks
so
a lot.
much.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Well, have a good week ahead. Have a good week ahead, everyone. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. Bye
bye-bye.
bye.